another thing that goes very wrong with marriages that men don't talk about is transactional sex. When sex becomes transactional, most men would not publicly talk about that.
If your partner cheats on you, will you forgive them and continue the marriage?
Loves to be appreciated. Men loves you praising them for every little effort they put in their marriages.
Their responsibility.
Yeah, even when they know that I'm supposed to do this, but that praise that comes from their significant other, it's a motivation. It motivates men to want to go out of their way. Whether a woman is bringing money into the family or not, she should always have a say. That's her home. Again, I don't think there's any man in their right senses that want to tell their wife or spouse to just stay home and let them do everything. In the UK, I don't think.
Cry.
I don't think there's any man in their right thinking that want to do that. But yeah, I believe that responsibilities in the house should be shared according to these to the couple's strength.
What you have said that couples should know each other's financial capacity.
Well, that's the whole point of going for a woman that you are aware is not into you. You are aware of her attention. You know she doesn't really love you. You know she's just about the money. If you know she's about the money, well, by all means possible, catch phone, give her the money she wants, and then move on.
Hi, good day, ladies and gentlemen. It's your favorite podcast show, Naija Meet Wales, where you get the hot gist, trendy gist. And today we are here on another episode. And today I have with me Domboski. And then today in the house we have a special person. We have like a brother, also is a medical practitioner. His name goes by
Mr. Sam.
Yo, Mr. Sam, welcome on the show today. Domboski, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm fine. I'm okay. Mr. Sam, you are welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. Before we go on, guys, let me quickly correct an impression. I am not a medical practitioner. I'm just a support worker. Before people start looking at me as one very big,
big
doctor
man,
there.
bro.
No,
You're a big one.
I'm just a support worker, please.
You're a big one.
There's a popular saying in my place, "Oka Hanibu one kita." For people now think that that man is a very big man. No, I'm not. I'm just a support worker.
You're a big
Thank
one.
you very much for having me, guys.
So how you finding the weather? Are we in summer or should we call it the summer in summer?
Well, this is what we are used to from the part of the world where we come from. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the weather.
That's great. On today's episode, we like to go diving into marriage, and then most especially marriage in Western world. So on that, I will start with, what do you think we call marriage here? Let me put it that way.
Well, to the best of my knowledge, I would say marriage is the union between two persons. It's a situation where a man leaves a woman and, cling to one man, and they both become one flesh. For the purpose, the Bible will say procreation, but I would say for the purpose of enjoying themselves and, of course, procreating.
That's a beautiful thing. I guess the boss have a question.
Yeah, for me, first of all, I would like you to just give us a little background of your family structure to our audience so that they know where you are coming from. So we can now, from there, deliberate on more subject.
Well, I'm a man married to one woman and blessed with two beautiful boys. I've been married for the last 8 years, and it's been a very wonderful experience with my significant other. Life has been good, but it can get better. Yeah.
That's
a good one.
That's a good one.
And then that will take me to this question, which says, why do you think people often support women after divorce? And then do you think it's the system or just the structure of the Western countries?
Why do I think people often support women? I think that would be us generalizing. Yeah, as much as I want to agree that support tends to, tilt towards the women more in a failed relationship, marriage, or whatever it is. There has been instances where men also get widespread, public support when marriages, relationship fails.
Yeah, I guess that is happening.
Yeah, but
especially these days on social media.
but then to answer your questions, I think the one quick reason or answer I could give to that question is because women are largely considered the vulnerable one in a failed relationship. Yeah, they are often seen as the one with less power in any failed relationship, and as such, it's just natural that the society, the public, would want to give more support to the one they considered with less power in any failed relationship. And also, the other reason I could think of is the historical power gap in between the men and the women. For generations, women have been seen as the lesser one in that union. So when relationship marriages when they failed, the men are often seen as the one with more powers, financial power, legal power, and all the powers you can literally think of. So it is just right to want to protect the one that has got less power in that union. So that's why I believe, women tend to get more support than the women. But the thing is that men these days are equally getting support.
Yeah, people are coming out on social media to talk, going to different platforms, say what they are passing through in marriage. But I guess even if they come out, people will still be like, "What have you done to the lady? What have you done?" Oh, Jerry, what do you think about that?
Yes, I want to also buttress that. Do you think it is right or it is good for a married man, to come out on a podcast to come and complain or speak out his grievances about his marriage?
Well,
because men are seen as the silent ones, being strong, and women are seen as the ones that come out to talk a lot. Now that men are coming out to speak out their pain, and people are seeing them as weak, do you think it is right for men to come out and speak out their pain?
I don't think coming out to talk about your challenges in relationship or in marriages should be considered by any right-thinking person as being weak. Yeah, I agree. For generations, men has been socialized to man up. Yeah, men growing up has been trained to man up, to own up, just be a man and bottle it up in. And you agree with me that it has not been helping men for as long as I know, because there have been stories where men have committed suicide after a failed marriage. So these are the negative effects of not speaking up. You understand? So I personally believe that if you're a man and you have stuff going on in your marriage, speak to someone. There are counselors these days whose businesses are about trying to help men straighten up whatever that is going wrong in their relationship. Yeah. So speak up. Yeah. I will gladly advocate for men speaking up about whatever challenges they are going through in their marriages. Yeah. I don't think that is being weak.
What are the complaints that married men have that they never speak out in public? Marriages.
That's a good one.
Well, again, this also boils down to men being socialized to always be the man and not complain about whatever challenges, they are going on that's going on with them in their marriages. But here, there are so many things that goes wrong with marriages that men don't talk about or admit publicly, even though inside they are dying, it's killing them, but they would never talk about it publicly. And one very important one is the feeling of being underappreciated in marriages. Men,
that's a good one.
Men loves to be appreciated. Men loves you praising them for every little effort they put in their marriages. Yeah, even when they know that I'm supposed to do this, but that praise that comes from their significant other, it's a motivation. It motivates men to want to go out of their way and do more. When they don't get that praises from their better half, it takes a heavy toll on them, but they don't talk about it publicly. That's one. Another thing that goes very wrong with marriages that men don't talk about is transactional sex. when sex becomes transactional, most men would not publicly talk about them. But
Go-
yeah,
I would appreciate if you could expatiate more on that. What do you mean by transactional sex?
well, transactional sex is when sex becomes a duty instead of what is meant to be enjoyed by both parties. When it becomes a give and take kind of relationship,
Okay.
where men have to, do something for them to get that sexual satisfaction from their.
You have to buy
from-
something for your wife.
Yeah, when you're more likely paying for sex in marriage when you should be enjoying it as a right, and it also becomes transactional when the woman no longer feels a man, but they're just doing it with the man because they know they owe that man that legal right to give their body over, and not just doing it for, okay, this is my husband, this is my man, I'm doing this because I enjoy doing it with him. So when it becomes give and take, the man is giving something in return for sex, it is transactional, and men would never admit this publicly, they would never talk about it. But yeah, it's one of the biggest issues in marriages today that men would not publicly talk about. Yeah, when sex is transactional, with the feelings of being underappreciated, when men don't have control, no, I wouldn't use the word control, when men don't have freedom in their marriages, when every of their move is being watched, or the feeling of being controlled, most men will not come to tell you that, okay, I've got a controlling wife at home who tells me do this, do that, do that. But yeah, it's a big issue.
So when you say freedom, in terms of what? In terms of freedom to be able to become comfortable, or to be able to do things within his reach. What freedom are you talking about?
By freedom, I mean enjoying each other's presence.
Company.
Yeah, enjoying each other's presence, being able to be you without thinking about what other person is thinking that might not be in line with what you feel you both have going. I don't mean freedom in the sense that you as a man will be able to do anything you want to do without taking.
You both have same.
Yeah. When by freedom I mean you both understand each other, you both know you can be yourself before the other person without necessarily thinking that, okay, they are not fine with you being yourself. By freedom I mean just being yourself, being able to being free completely in your marriage, and you understand the person that you're with, and the person you're with understands you, and you're just free to be you. That's what I meant by freedom.
Okay. So in marriages, is alignment important?
By alignment, you mean?
Alignment in terms of belief, in terms of goals, in terms of vision, in terms of the future.
You have to align.
Is it important,
Everything has to
or
align.
does it is not important and it doesn't create problems in marriages? Does it?
Well, marriages is a union between two different persons who have come from obviously two different backgrounds to make a relationship work. So of course there are different goals. You have your goals, I have my goals. You have your objectives, I have my objectives. You have things you consider important and things I consider important. But then again, for the fact that we both agree that we want to come into a union and become one flesh, we should be able to align our goals, our objectives, our differences, just to make sure that we make that thing called marriage work.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
That will take me to this question, which is why do most women change after relocating? Maybe UK, Canada, America. But I guess most problems that we do here online always come from UK, most especially. So I would want to elaborate on that. Just then, why do you think most women change?
When you say most women change after relocating to UK, are you talking about African women now?
Yeah, definitely, sure.
But
Most especially
don't we put it in a better way? It doesn't look as if we're just talking about women. Why do people change after?
No, let's talk about
why do
women
marriage people
first.
change? Because it's not just the women that change. Also,
Yeah,
the
some
men change
as well. Yeah,
the men
but I
also
want us
change.
to talk about the women. Now.
Okay.
Why do you think we change? Is it the financial freedom we've got, or what do you think?
Or is it expectation that makes them to change?
Well, again, one thing I don't quite agree with the question is the use of the word most. Yeah, because people do change, yeah, and that goes both ways, men, women. Yeah, I agree with you. There has been recorded instances of people changing, from who their partner think they know them to be to what they can't actually explain after moving over to the Western world. Yeah, but yeah, it is not everyone who's changed. And I do want to say the one reason that I could, one or two, three reasons that I could give for such changes might be cultural cultural differences. Yeah, back in Africa, we we live we have a kind of culture where communal living is encouraged. We live in communities. We live in extended families. So there is less pressures on. Now I'll be talking. I won't be specifically talking about the women. Now I'll be talking about both the women and the men here. Yeah, there is less pressure on couples in respect to finance, in respect to childcare, in respect to how they live their life generally, which is completely lacking in most Western world. In the Western world, it's just the couples alone, just the couples alone. All the support you get from mom, dad, aunties, uncles, brothers, neighbors back home, you don't. Back in Africa, you don't get this support here in the Western world, and that tends to put a lot of pressures on the couples. Like back home, a man, for instance, would want to generally go out, do all the work, bring in all the money, and expect that the woman will take care of the home front. Yeah. But it's not so in the West. In the West, women are also encouraged to go out and work. And by the time a woman goes out to work, come back home tired, you as a guy who is, African in all of your thinking, expect the woman to go into the kitchen to cook, still come and serve you while you are sitting there in the lounge with your legs stretched out, watching TV. And the woman will be like, okay, we've just both gone out to do 12 hours shifts. How about you come and support me?
Just come support me.
How about you come and support me in the kitchen? So that's one of the reasons, that pressure, that communal, pressure that is lacking from what we have back home to what we have in the West, is one of the reasons why men change. Another one would be legal protection. Here in the Western world, there is more legal protection for deviant behaviors like coercive or excessive control in marriages. Also deviant behaviors in general. So there's legal protection for both the man and the woman here, which is lacking in most African cultures.
Yeah.
So that's that knowledge that, okay, I can be protected by the law here when things don't go the way they should, also makes people to want to be like, okay, I think I know my rights more now. I can be more expressive about my rights, which obviously we don't have. But then again, the African societies are doing way better now. These things are coming up. But that's another reason why people tend to change. Another very important one is financial freedom.
That financial autonomy
Yeah.
is the key.
Financial freedom
No
is
problem, trust me, because I believe most, no, don't let me say most, some women don't, maybe back home, they were not doing anything.
yeah.
And then getting here, getting money, like you're making money, I'm making money.
So I would to say that the relationship was not, but it was not brought out of love. It was brought out of financial security.
No.
Because if you are saying this now that now they are financially buoyant to be able to stay independent of their husband, it means that they didn't have that money. If they had the security, they would have not they would have not made in that marriage or been in that marriage. Is that what you are saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's
Okay.
don't quote me wrong. That's don't misrepresent me. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just giving financial freedom as one of the reasons, but that is not the reason. I think it boils down to understanding here. I've seen situations back at home where very financially stable women, got married into families that are not so well off. So it's not really about financial freedom for some women. For some women, yeah, it's financial freedom, but for most that I know personally, it's not financial freedom. But then again, yeah, a woman who got married to you back at home and completely financially depended on you, and you are doing your bit as a man, and then if you move over to, say, any of the Western country with such a woman and she's earning, I think it's only right for such men to want to, meet you halfway and also be supportive of their man. So it's basically how the man has handled it. It's
Do you think ego of the man comes to play in the marriage? Because when the woman becomes financially independent
For some men, don't even want their women to have money.
and
because
she starts speaking up, and the man sees that she's disrespecting him, and his ego start getting in the way? Do you think ego has a lot to play in marriages in the UK? Because now, when you are back in Nigeria and you are the one bringing all the whole money, you say what is going to happen in the house, and she goes by it. Now she's bringing in 40% or 30% or 50% of what is being contributed in the house, and now she wants a say in what is being run in the house, and you feel as a man that she's not supposed to be talking to you. Now your ego comes to play.
I don't
Do you
think,
it
I
affects
don't I don't think
marriages here in the
I don't
UK?
think women just want to say because they are not bringing in money. Whether a woman is bringing in money into the family or not, she should always have a say. That's her home, irrespective of the fact that
bringing money
she's
or not.
bringing money or not. Women should always have a say. You see, as a man, your wife is the Bible describes it as helpmate. The Bible describes your wife as your helpmate. So it doesn't matter whether she brings money into the home or not. For the fact that you saw her, admired her, and you decided to marry her, that puts both of you on same or equal footing. So whatever you want to do in the house as a man, you should be able to sit your wife down and have a conversation. Sometimes women we think we know better, but the truth is we never know.
That's true.
Sometimes we think we know, we think we know everything, but the truth is we never know. So it doesn't matter whether the woman is bringing money or not. If she's not bringing money, she's bringing a lot of other values into the house that you are not even thinking of. The only thing you do as a man is provide that masculinity and then bring money. She's running the home. She's taking care of you. She's going to buy your babe, your children, keep the home running smoothly. That is what money can never bring. So you should always give your woman the opportunity, to have a say in how the home is being run. Where you don't give them that opportunity, that's when some of them, after moving to the West, they now feel like, okay, now that it was all about money from the beginning, I think I now have a say. So if you've always given your woman the opportunity to, have a say in how the house is being run, I don't think they want to move over to the West and then start deciding that it's not time for them to have say because they are not bringing money. So it's all depends on how the house has been run even before coming over to the West.
Okay, what do you think men should do better so that they can be more productive in their marriages? For example, like what happened between Chike, Sandra, and Frank. What do you think he would have done better that would have improved his marriage?
Well, be more open to your spouse. Love them wholly and uniquely in a very special kind of way. If there is any issues going on with your marriage, you talk about it. Be very expressive about your differences. I think that gives you the opportunity to learn more about the other person. Yeah, we keep learning every day. You might think you know your wife 100%. You might think you know your husband 100%. And you just, find out that you don't actually know them as much as you think you do. So I think talking more, helps not just the man alone, but also the women. Yeah, talking more helps both the men and the women in marriages. Talk more to your partner. Be more expressive about your desires. And when you talk more, love more, give more, and support them to be whatever they want to be. Because, this feeling of animosity comes from when a woman is not being listened to. When she wants to talk to you and you're not giving that listening ear, they'll definitely find someone that gives them that listening ear.
Because you can't be keeping grudges with your wife.
You can't.
I can't do this thing for 24 hours. I don't know.
You can't live in the same house with someone and then you're going 3, 4, 5 days, 1 week without talking to them.
Talking.
Well, what kind of marriage do you guys have? So talk more with your wife, give them listening ear, love them wholly and uniquely, support them to be whatever they want to be, and then always be right there by their side.
Okay. Then finally, if your partner cheats on you, will you forgive them and continue the marriage?
That's a tricky one. That Bosky, that's a tricky one.
Uh, that's a very tough one. It will depend largely on the circumstances that led to that cheating. Yeah. What if it's something I've done? What if I've given them reason to cheat?
So you are saying that if you give them a reason to cheat and they cheat back, you are going to forgive them and take them back.
Well, if I've given them reason to cheat and they cheated, whether me giving reasons directly or indirectly, if they show remorse after the whole act and willing to make up, why not? If the marriage can be salvaged, why not?
Correct. What about you?
You say what?
If your partner cheats on you, will you forgive them?
For me, I don't know. I would say I can't really judge the situation I'm not in. But if this should happen to me, I'm not sure I want to forgive. Because if I've given you the reason to cheat, you can always come back to me and let me know that, okay, bro, this thing you're doing, this thing is affecting me mentally or this and that. And you know, women, once they see that emotional security from someone else, and you as the husband, you're not giving it to her, it will be very easy for the woman to fall in the hand of the other person. So if you can discuss with me, and then I see reason to bring you back to myself, then I won't give that room for you to cheat. But if you're not cheat, I'm not sure I want to do that again.
Yeah, a lot of people will say cheating
I'm not
is
sure I wanna
a lot of people will say cheating is the deal breaker for them. Like you rightly said, what if you've given them reasons for far too long for them to
What-
want to find security in the arms of
Like,
another
What
person?
reason? What reason would that
I
be
not
for you to
doing
cheat on
my
me?
normal thing.
Okay, take for instance, you started being promiscuous, and women are very sensitive.
Okay.
They're great detective. They can literally tell when you're not the man they know you to
They
be.
know you to be.
You know that, right? They can usually tell. Okay. And then you have issues going on in your home. She wants to talk with you. You're no longer there. You're no longer giving her the attention you used to give her. You want to take your calls now. You are going
not
into a
going
third room to
somewhere.
take calls.
So thank you for that. And then this will bring me to this question that says, in this UK economy, which things are quite tough, do you think it's still okay for men to take full responsibility in the house, like in terms of financial responsibility, like 100%, or do you support their partner helping them? Maybe they've got a ratio, maybe 40-60, 50-50. I don't know the way people do it. What do you think about that?
We should. Like, seriously, frankly speaking, I don't think well, it will depend on the peculiar nature of the family in question, where both where the couples agree that one should, specifically stay home, and but then again, I don't think there's any man in their right senses that want to tell their wife or spouse to just stay home and let them do all
UK.
in the UK. I don't think
Or cry.
I don't think there's any man in their right thinking that want to do that. But yeah, I believe that responsibilities in the house should be shared according to these to the couple's strength. Nothing should be rigid. Nothing should be shared according to Rachel. If I want to borrow your words, so responsibility should be shared according to the strength of the partners.
The husband does not have much stress
That-
as the wife.
That is why I said that responsibility should be shared according to the strength of the
Don't you think
couples.
that will bring issues?
No,
Like say, for example,
where there is understanding, people tend to do things very freely. Except where, so take for instance, you're talking about if the husband is not doing much. If the husband is not doing much and the wife is the one who is earning more, the fact that they both have understanding, that would never be an issue. It's only where the man in question want to leash off his wife. That's where you start having issues. But where there is understanding, we both work same. Take for instance, you work in the same organization, and one is say medical director of an organization, and the other one is just a support worker. And the man in question here is a support worker.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk
Whereas the
about.
wife is the medical director of an organization.
Yeah.
Obviously, the woman earns more. So if they have financial, of course, it's just natural and normal that the wives who earns more might want to pick more of the bills. But where it becomes a problem is if there are opportunities for the man to progress, and then
he's not progressing.
and he decided not to progress because he thinks his wife is earning more, so she should do more. That's where, of course, women will understand this thing. That's where problem will start coming in. But if you're a man, your wife is more lettered, she's bringing in 6 figures, and you're genuinely working your way up to meeting her halfway, and then there is understanding, that would never be a problem. That's why I said responsibility should be shared according to the strengths of the couples. Yeah.
I hear you on that, but I want to flip it this other way. What if the man is the one taking the full responsibilities, but the 40% the woman is still bringing is more than what the man is bringing for the 60%?
Okay.
For example, now, let's say the woman is a medical doctor.
Yeah.
And the man is a care worker or is doing something lesser than the woman's job. And now he has said, okay, I'll bring 60% as a man, as the provider of the house. You bring 40%. And half 40% is still more than his 60%.
How is that possible?
That's not even possible, because if you're
talking about 60% of their
income
pay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. 60% of their salaries. And the woman is bringing 40%. And that 40% is still bigger than the man's 60%.
Yeah.
Do you think that the woman will not feel cheated? Because now she's still bringing most of the amount of the money, because our own community as a woman,
I get your question.
They believe men are the provider, and he is taking the 60%.
I get your question.
She's still paying more.
I get your question. That's why I said it all boils down to what? Understanding. Okay. When both couples have a perfect understanding of themselves, of their finances, their situations, I don't think that will ever be a problem. If a man is bringing 60% of his income into running the house, and the woman is bringing 40% of her income into running the house, and the 40% is even more than the 60%, she knows what her husband is bringing. She knows what her husband earns.
Mm-hmm. For you to even drop,
she knows what her husband earns. If a man earns 100K at the end of the month, and then he brings in 60% of that 100K, which is, let's say, 60K into the house, and the woman that earns, say, 500K brings in 40%, she knows that she has way more money than her husband. That will never be a problem, except where there is no understanding, where there is no love. If there is no understanding, there is no love, that is where such becomes an issue. But where there is understanding, there is love. Even if the woman is bringing all the money into the house, that will never be a problem. People like NOI and Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala got married to men they are better off financially. But then they are having issues.
Okonjo-Iweala's husband is a neurosurgeon.
Yeah, but then
with a lot of money.
Yeah, I know. But then again, I might have given her as an excuse. She might not have been a perfect example I should have given here.
Okay.
But then again, what I'm trying to say is that where there is love and understanding.
Yeah, I get you.
Where there is love and understanding, that would never be an issue.
Okay,
so, but basically, responsibilities in the house should be, I believe, that's my personal belief, should be shared according to the strength of the couple. No sharing formula, no ratios, no percentage, just according to your strength, based purely on understanding. Yeah, based purely on understanding. If the husband is doing this, of course, the wife knows that, okay, my husband has done that. Matter of fact, where there is perfect understanding, they don't even talk about these things. They just go about doing things that they know they should, do for the house.
So what you are saying now that what you have said that couples should know each other's financial capacity.
Why? I mean, does it even make any sense to hide your financial status from your wife?
There are people that do it. There are people that bought properties without their wives knowing. Their wives buy properties
for what?
Without their husbands knowing.
Why would any man?
And there are some people that have properties in these countries that their wife or their husband are not aware of.
Why? Why? Tell me why. I don't, because I can't wrap my head around why a man would not let his wife knows about
they want to
his
be
financial strength.
they want to be NCK. They want to keep so that in case of divorce or whatever happens,
They have something to fall
they
back
will have something to fall back on.
Oh, really? Well, then sign prenup. If you don't trust the person you're going into a marriage with, sign prenup.
Prenup don't work in the UK.
Oh, okay.
Prenups does not work in the UK.
Well, then if you think she's not into you for the real reason, then
What's the point of being in the marriage?
what's the point of being in that marriage?
Get out of
If you know, and one way or the other, men knows when the woman is genuinely interested in them. They equally know when a woman is just after the money. So what's the whole point of going for a woman that you are aware is not into you?
Intentionally.
You are aware of her attention. You know she doesn't really love you. You know she's just about the money. If you know she's about the money, well, by all means possible, catch phone, give her the money she wants, and then move on. But when we're talking marriage, when we're talking about the union of two persons together forever, you should know. You should let her know you completely, and you should know her completely. If you've seen the sign that she doesn't truly love you, she's not really into you, there's no point, going into that relationship. What's the point? What's the whole point of going into a marriage that you are aware this woman does not love you? She's just about the money.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Today's episode, I'm sure we've learned a whole lot of things. We've learned about sharing responsibility based on each other's strength, and also men, we should support our women. If your woman is supporting you, you to support her, maybe doing some house chores and other things. And then also, we should make marriage something sweet, not transactional. Marriage, sex, or whatever, anything in the marriage should not be transactional. Let's make it real. Let's be happy out there. Let's have fun. Marriage is sweet. Those that are there, we have some people that are enjoying sweet marriage. So please let us enjoy the sweet part of marriage. And I'm sure we have ups and downs, but let us have more of the up than the down.
Side chicks does not bring a spark to your marriage.
Seriously, they just want to destroy your
I
marriage.
know.
Men, deceit from following all those girls. They have nothing to offer you. And then on this note, I would say want to say thank you so much, Mr. Sam, for
coming on our
coming on
podcast.
this episode.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Well, it's my pleasure.
And then on this note, we will be saying goodbye. And then don't forget to click on that share button, click on the love button, and then make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, every of our social media platform at Nigeria Meet Wheels. Don't forget, because you don't want to miss all those just beautiful discussions. And next week, we see you on another episode.
Yes.
My humble self, Akorede.
I'm Demboski. Bye.
Peace out.
Bye.